not the horror movie.
I had more important things to do. I approached the book that was lying on the mantelpiece and took it. No one noticed the book except me. It was out of human sight.
What are you, you fuckwit?
Even I did not see it. I only felt it at first. When I opened the book, I looked at the strange symbols that didn't make any sense until I touched the tooth in my pocket. I understood. I understood everything. Well,
What?
consuming. Hmm?
What fairy demon did you suck off to get that tooth, honey?
While consuming the symbols, I almost tore some of the pages off. Finally, thousands of letters and words formed the phrase.
Iamors Alfera?
Translation?
Click the button, bitch.
Does not give me a translation. Oh wait, maybe that is the no? That's just her going, well done, Ashley.
Next.
This phrase was like a good old friend to me. I lost count of how many times this phrase came up in my mind, and still I couldn't remember its true self, full of inconceivable power. We're not going to get a translation because she knows it.
Keep clicking.
If I just spoke the mysterious words without the book, nothing at all would happen.
Iamors Alfera.
I took my phone out of the pocket and looked at the display. It was 10 p.m. already. The time passed quickly and the game was about to begin. Would it be a fair one? This question has always tortured me. I can't say if I'm doing the right thing or not. I always doubt. Some part of me knows the answer, but I don't know which part it is. While I was reading the book, the others continued to play cards. Both Lloyd and Martin called me to join them a couple of times, but I always refused. They didn't ask why. I think they were just playing their own game with me. I finished reading the book, so it's time to make my turn. I need to come up with something and fast to hurry things up. I just couldn't leave this to Grace. Even the fact that I'm allegedly holding her brother hostage doesn't mean I can fully trust her. And suddenly, luck smiled at me. I saw Lloyd cheating at cards. The trick was simple. He filled his hand with trumps. I just needed to prove it, so I just waited for the right moment and see things. I see. I bet you have trump, ace, and jack.
Stop being ridiculous. I don't believe you're a psychic or something. The rumors at school, they're all bullshit.
I came right to him and looked into his eyes. I was looking at him with a sadistic smile like he was a bug that I was going to squash. Show us your cards. Lloyd looked pathetic. This pompous jock was trembling all over. Actually, it was pretty funny. Or it wasn't. Suddenly I realized that my decisions and actions started confusing me more and more. That's what you get for messing with something you shouldn't be.
She's fucking doing that weird, I'm gonna lead people into doom and gloom and kill them off one by one, come out the sole survivor every time, and do it again with a new group. This is just getting old. I hate this plot line. Let's continue.
In the beginning, I was completely sure that I was absolutely right. It was like using the manual that was telling me how to win lotteries, a 100% chance. But screw this shit. For me, it was as usual as breakfast in the morning. Of course, I want to return to that factory and repeat the whole thing one more time, but not as much as I wanted it a month ago. When I was almost manically laughing looking at the woman who was trying not to fall, clutching the elevating cabin of the roller coaster. Just show them. Martin hit Lloyd's hand and the trumps fell on the floor. You asshole, give me my $20 back.
It wasn't me. She set up the whole thing.
Are you kidding me? I was miles away from you.
You couldn't know. You just looked at my cards. You knew that I had these trumps. Wasn't cheating? Prove that yourself, psychic.
Looks like Lloyd was going mad. I'll say I pretend that his words hurt me. Shit, it was so hard not to gloat. He was going straight into my trap. You fool.
You fool.
You fool.
Fly, you fool. My feelings turned into some strange mix, and it was difficult for me to understand what I actually felt. Maybe I froze for a moment, and that's why yoid. Yes, yoid.
Yold.
Yoink.
That's why Lloyd yelled one more time. If I continue to lose the connection to reality like this, they'll definitely think that I'm crazy. Come on, Ashley, keep it together. I touched the tooth like it was giving me some sort of strength and smiled wickedly.
Prove it.
It's not as easy as you think. Yeah, you're right, I could get a peek at your cards, but I didn't.
What number from 1 to 1,000 I'm thinking of?
69.
I looked to your vacuum's eyes and then we 69'd.
Jeez. Seems like this guy really believed in my abilities, which, by the way, leave much to be desired. For now, at least. Grace.
Give me a second. Someone messaged me.
Do you need me to take over for 0.5 seconds?
No, give me a second.
I'm gonna
Okay.
save real quick.
Someone snapped me and I thought it was important for a hot second.
Okay.
Ah.
That's not interesting at all. It must be something more difficult.
What color is Katie's underwear?
Everyone ignored this question.
Summon the spirits. I heard a lot of psychics can talk to them.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Jeez, you're like Ella, but I agree that'd be great.
I guess it's not a very good idea.
I'll prepare everything. It was really difficult not to laugh. We're so ridiculously naive. It was so funny to see them like this, but there was something more. The mystery of the whole thing, it inspired me in some way. Playing with fire always intrigued me. I knew something inexplicable, exciting, and terrifying at the same time was about to happen. Knowing this raised my spirits, even more so that it wasn't my fault. They themselves asked me to do it. Nobody forced them. You technically did. Because if you didn't push one of them to be pissed off and ask you to prove you were psychic, they wouldn't have done it.
Mm-hmm.
It would probably be better to do everything wrong to end this madness once and for all, but not today. This fool inspired me. He made me sink into a slough full of rotten memories. I felt like I had fallen to the bottom of a huge can filled with maggots.
That sound effect, evil.
You could have also kept saying no and walked away.
Or, you didn't have to throw shit in the fire.
Yeah, like
You could have went seriously, dude, and then made someone else do it, like Marvin or Martin, whatever the fuck his name is.
Martin.
Stoner or cheerleader or protagonist, possibly. I don't know.
I just, no. You give in to peer pressure, and you're causing them to do more peer pressure and be like, oh, it's not my fault they asked for it. It
Kinda is.
They were crawling into my ears, and I heard them twitching inside. I heard their whisperings of death.
I feel like I'm being patronized by this point.
I also feel like this is schizophrenia.
It's something.
For people watching this video, I do not believe that's what schizophrenia is. I'm just saying it feels like it from what I've heard.
The stereotypical movie schizo.
Thank you. I do not want to offend.
It feels like the stereotypes are kicking in. Ergo, troubledbackstory.tm has link to spirits.cc. Let's see. Oh yeah. Followed by I want everyone to die around me as I play my sick little jigsaw games.tm. Followed by but I have feelings too.
No, I don't care. What about my feelings? I don't care.
Perhaps
Followed by,
Lloyd. Hmm?
followed by a final. Oh wait, I'm a psychopath. I just don't give a damn.
Perhaps Lloyd will be the first. This moment of uncertainty has always turned my curiosity into a hungry beast, waiting for the meat in its bloody bowel. Given
Bowl.
bowl,
Bowl.
bowl, whatever.
There's no E for bowel.
Given to it by the hand of fate.
Melodramatic cunt.
I dusted off the old handkerchief that was lying on the floor and began placing candles on it very carefully, like a caring mother who is taking her precious children from kindergarten. 13 little children, short and tall, plump and thin, but all hungry. They were sleeping in my handmade cradle, which swung as I carried it to the ritual room. I called this room by that name the moment we entered the house. It was kind of sad that I couldn't examine it properly because of the pile of memories and thoughts that followed me to the main room. It was pretty dusty in here. It's obviously that the house like this had seen its best days and now is old, abandoned, and forgotten. It's probably why you have a legit ritual room in it, because someone was using it for purposes that you are.
Mm-hmm.
In some corners of the hall, I could see the spider webs. Gross. I really wanted my working place to be just a
hi,
bit cleaner. But I started my preparations. I knocked on the wall, and a room fell into my hands. Suddenly, I felt very angry. What the heck? It would be a lot easier for her to do this. I threw the broom to the wall, but it vanished before it reached the obstacle. The floor became much cleaner. That's how it's done. I took out a piece of chalk. This is my main tool for the night. Of course, I don't like crawling on the floor, but it's usually done this way. I like using the wall in the asylum much more than the traditional way. I tried some new things back there, but unfortunately everything ended badly. At least I stayed alive. In fact, I didn't use the chalk too much. There were no tangible symbols. It was just a huge circle in the center of the room and, of course, the star. It just wouldn't work without it. I don't think it had any real power. I mean, you can see it almost everywhere on a new album of a rock band, for example, but it looks like it's worth something. Depending on how you're drawing it, it could be worth 2 different kinds of somethings.
Don't even start.
The candles were next, which is my favorite part. Last time when the drawing was on the wall, I clicked that real quickly, it was fascinating to put matches in the cracks, but I think it really mattered, and eventually everything was almost ruined. So I'd rather use candles this time, but first I had to draw the circle in the center of each star between thick white lines. Carefully, smoothly, and only one of them I scratched out made a terrible sound like chalk was some kind of a claw. So nails on a chalkboard. Finally, the picture was done. I put every candle in the exact spot as if arranging chess pieces on the board. Pawn went first, as I called them. They embodied every person in the house, and only one piece could be the queen. No, I already was the queen, but had to fake my unimportance as not to cause any suspicion. The fast candle was meant for Kate, as she was obsessed with her figure. What? Wouldn't it be
Keep going.
Wouldn't it be the thinnest one then?
Keep going.
Mine was slim and beautiful, of course, but I had to break it into 2 pieces following the rules. Then they were put in the center of the star. Now it was time for the main players to join the game. Since I didn't know whether they are bishops, rooks, or knights, I couldn't think of the right position for them. So I just put the pieces in front of the ones that were already in the star. Every candle meant for the main player was placed carefully so the candles embodied the people in the house were the reflections. Though somehow twisted, as I just couldn't find couldn't find one as fat and ugly as the cake candle. Everything was done, but there was still 1 candle left. I knew it was significant, but I had no idea who it was meant for. When I was in the asylum, I put a significant chess piece near the wrong pawn, and we got into big trouble. I looked at Lloyd's candle. I hope my intuition is correct. That asshole, most likely it's him? Suddenly candles lit up the room. What the hell's going on here? No, just my imagination. It was the headlights. Lloyd came into the room and whistled.
Well, you're totally out of your mind. You think the drawing of that freaking pentagram that's always on the cover of horror movies will do the trick?
Martin in the room next. Kate followed him. Oh, yeah, nice room. The scary skulls is the only thing missing.
Wow, that's so cool.
I'm flattered. The door half open and Ella entered the house. Before she joined us, she was walking around the room where we had thrown about our backpacks. You want this one, Shy?
Give me a minute, I'm dealing with fucking Danganronpa Junko flashbacks.
Will anybody help me?
Will anybody help me? Wait, no, I'm not sure if you're a slut or not. I don't know what voice to give you.
Ooh. Will anybody help me?
I was gonna say, I think she might be I think she might be a friend of Ashley's, so...
I don't know. Will anybody help me bring my things from the car?
She could also be a friend of Grace's, so...
I don't know, I'm giving up until I get further personality.
Ella peeked into the room, saw the huge chalk drawing, and got excited.
Wow!
She might be an occult lover.
Belarus?
Ella came closer to my creation with caution, as if she was scared the floor would break under her hard steps, even though she was light as a feather.
Is that what I think it is?
We're going to speak with the dead. Are you in?
Of course. I've always wanted to try this. That's just incredible. Looks like I'm just on time. Is everything ready?
Yeah.
I love the random knock knock.
Mm-hmm.
Grandparents. Yeah, actually, if everyone's ready, we can start right now.
Maybe we should eat first? Hanging out with the dead is scary as shit.
Moreover, he's hungry. Oh, so you believe in ghosts?
I don't. I just suggest eating the tasty cake that Ella brought us.
You can click the button.
No, I just got into it with Grandma.
Mm.
Well, he's probably right. I don't want to eat it while watching his corpse rot on the floor. When Martin and Lloyd brought a large cake into the house, each of us took a piece. Of course, the biggest one went to Lloyd, and I got the smallest. He was consuming it like it was his last meal. And he was nervous, so nervous. It was hard not to grin. Grace tripped over someone's bag, and her piece of cake almost plopped down to the floor. I guess if it had happened, it would have looked like a human brain, juicy with blood. What kind of cake did you get?
Probably strawberry cake with jam.
Fair. Martin managed to grab the cake with his plate. You look really pale. Is everything okay?
Yeah, I just feel dizzy. That's all.
Okay then. Martin smiled nicely, but I guess his girlfriend didn't like it at all.
What's that on your face? A grin? You asshole. Want to screw her that badly?
No, sweetie. It's not what you're thinking.
Yeah, this butt is mine, right, baby?
Grace painted Lloyd's face with the cake and went to the ritual room.
Remember who you are, Simba.
This makes it hard not to chuckle. Finally, everyone took their places. Grace sat closer to Martin, with Kate on the other side of him. Lloyd sat near me. Even knowing what fun was coming next, his gaze made me feel sick, as though his eyes were taking my clothes off. Gosh, he is a pervert. I wonder if there's any limit to his blasphemy. Pierce a finger with something sharp and drip some blood on the candle. My words sound ominous and terrifying. I made it sound like she was bored. Which, I mean,
She
fair.
is.
Yeah.